Starting a service-based freelance business is one of the most affordable ways to become self-employed and run your own business. When you think about what it costs to open an e-commerce store or a brick and mortar, a service-based business requires pretty much no upfront investment, which is why it's very easy for people to just get started with what they know how to do, a laptop, and some basic web hosting services. And that's why I'm excited to share with you the top free tools that I use to power my freelance copywriting business, run my business efficiently and professionally, and write good copy, the kind of copy that my clients keep hiring me to write. I'm Christine. I'm a full-time freelance copywriter who helps aspiring writers learn how to launch their freelance business. If you are looking for tips about how to make more money as a freelancer or general information on copy and content writing, this is definitely the channel for you. Hit subscribe, like this video, and leave me a comment down below. I love interacting with you guys in the comment section. So let's get into the top free tools that I am using almost every day in my freelance business. The first free tool I'm excited to share with you is Toggle, which is a free timekeeping app that's going to allow you to measure how long it takes you to complete each project. Now, I'm going to give you two ways to use a timer. Number one is obvious. It's when you're doing hourly work for your clients and need to charge them per hour. Some clients will require that you submit a timesheet so that they can pay you, but sometimes it could also just be good to provide that timesheet along with your invoice. It just shows a bit of professionalism. But the other thing is just understanding how long it takes you to complete projects so that you're able to take on the appropriate amount of work. When you start pitching and using my strategies that I give you all for free on this channel, you're going to be onboarding a bunch of clients and they're going to be assigning you work and asking you about your deadlines. How quick can you get this to me? You want to be able to give the client a realistic deadline, but not burn yourself out and not drive yourself crazy by trying to meet unrealistic deadlines. So if a client says, hey, when can you get this blog post back to me? And you know, because you've timed it, how long it takes you to complete a blog post on average, you're just able to budget your time more effectively and have a better relationship with the client because you're giving them accurate turnaround times that don't make you feel stressed. There are so many free timer apps out there. I just found Toggle the easiest to use, but I definitely recommend just finding the timing app that you love. The second free piece of software I use in my business is the Wave accounting app. This is how I invoice all of my clients and collect payments, which is maybe the most important part of all of this is getting paid, right? It allows you to create a professional looking invoice. The software sends the invoice directly to the client, but most importantly, it sends automated reminders for the client to pay the invoice. I have it set that if a client doesn't pay my invoice within 14 days, they get an email reminder from me. I find this to be a really easy piece of software to use. This is definitely better than creating invoices by hand. Your invoice will look branded and really nice. Again, it just helps you to come across more professional. Pro tip, I include my payment terms on the invoice. I also always recommend that a client pay me direct deposit and net 15. And net 15 means that I expect to be paid within 15 days of invoicing. Also, just quick little tip, I always charge 50% up front and then the 50% remaining when I get the piece of work to the client. Then when I establish a relationship with a client, I usually charge upfront and I just word it like this to the client. Hey, it would be easier if I just had to send you one invoice for this. Is that cool if I just send it in the beginning instead? And by that point, they usually trust you and they say, yeah, absolutely. Make my life easier, please. Now let's get into tools that help me do the actual writing, right? Those were some freelance business management apps that are really helpful, but what are the free tools that I'm using that actually help me write better copy for my clients? My number one recommendation is Content Edge. If you are a blog writer like I am, this is going to be so key for you to cut down the writing time, break through writer's block, and really just have a first draft written for you. We are living in such crazy times because this was so not available when I first started out as a freelance writer. I can't believe how easy Content Edge is making the writing process. Now, not to worry, AI is not going to replace us as writers. It's going to do that preliminary upfront grunt work, the work that almost you would assign to a junior freelancer. And it's going to allow you to have a first draft written so that you can focus on making it better. You can check out a free trial of Content Edge in the link below. When it comes to any AI writing tool, I recommend that you start using it early and often because the way AI works is via machine learning, which means you have to train the machine to write better. So the more you use it, the faster it learns, the better content it will produce for you. Crazy, crazy times. I have a whole video about what I think about AI and how I'm using it to write so much more in less time time and make more money in my freelance business. Let's keep going down the AI rabbit hole here. WordTune is another AI tool that you can start using for free. It literally will make your sentences more concise. It will rewrite sentences for you. When I'm just feeling stuck and I'm trying to get out a sentence and I'm like, I know there's a better way to say this, I use the AI to literally rewrite the sentence for me. I'll probably continue to edit that sentence after it does the work, but it just breaks you out of that brain fart moment and allows you to get the work done. It's really good for creating short, succinct sentences, which is always our goal as freelance copywriters. What I like about WordTune is that it's available right in the document. You literally will have like this little purple icon show up and it will just pop up and do the editing within the document, which is really helpful. Comment down below and tell me if there's any free or paid writing tools that you absolutely cannot live without. I'm always looking for ways to make my business more efficient, to write faster, to write more, to give my clients better quality work. So please share below or tell me if any of these tools were absolute news to you and whether you're going to go download them. You've probably heard of this one, but Grammarly. I use Grammarly to check the grammar, but also to run a plagiarism check. Full disclosure, I don't think they have the strongest plagiarism checker out there. However, I think as freelance writers who hand work over to the clients, I think it does enough to the point where you can feel safe that you're not going to get in trouble for plagiarism. But if worried about it, I would probably go to a more advanced plagiarism checker and pay for that. However, as somebody who really tries to keep costs as low as possible in my freelance business, I'm currently not paying for a plagiarism checker other than Grammarly. Little caveat with Grammarly, just know that you don't have to take all of its suggestions. Actually, I dismiss many of its recommendations. If you let an AI robot do all of your writing, you will sound like a robot, and that is the opposite of what we want to sound like in our copy and our content. I would say that it doesn't understand slang and sayings and certain titles and abbreviations the way that a human being does. I strictly use it for like the parentheses, the commas, the capitalizations, and I have to actually oversee every correction that it makes because, again, a robot cannot do what we can do as humans, so you definitely have to supervise Grammarly. If you liked this video and you like learning about tools, definitely check out this video here where I do a deep dive into a demo of AI writing software, Content Edge. Again, I am using this software to write more copy faster and take on more work so I can increase my freelance income, which is a game changer. I hope this helped. Bye.